What is up, you guys? Ryan back with another card video today, and we're talking about Bowman.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
So with 2020 Bowman just dropping this past week, I know a ton of you have ripped through it. Maybe some are waiting on some boxes. I've heard there's been some shipping issues, me included. That's why I have not opened my box. Haven't gotten it yet. But maybe you guys have, and maybe you have a lot of cards laying around. You don't know who's good and who's not. Who do you want to keep and who you're just going to throw in the trash? So in this video, I'm going to tell you guys who I believe are the 10 top guys in the product. I have a couple extras as well that are also some honorable mentions, but I'm going to let you guys know who I think is going to be really good in the pros and who's definitely worth holding on to for the future. And there's some that you might not have heard of before. If you guys find this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. We're almost at 1K subs. Kind of unbelievable, but it would help me out a lot. Appreciate that. Also check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/RideDog54 if you ever want to talk in a live chat. I know I've gotten a few of you guys from YouTube that come over and talk while I play MLB The Show. It's been really fun. It's given me a lot more conversations to be had, especially about cards. So, all right, with that said, let's jump right into it with number 10. So a couple honorable mentions I have really quick before we jump into breaking down some of these players is Yordan Alvarez, Luis Robert, and Gavin Lux. They're the three big rookies that are in this product. As you guys can see, Yordan and Gavin Lux both signed in the product. Luis Robert, in most of his products this year, are redemptions. And I personally have watched a lot of breaks. I haven't seen Yordan pulled, and I haven't seen Luis Robert pulled. I've seen Lux pulled a couple times, but Luis Robert seems like a super tough pull. But these are the three biggest players. Yordan Alvarez, American League Rookie of the Year last year, and he only played like half the season, or like 100 games, something like that. Gavin Lux came up, showed promise at the end of the year for the Dodgers and then into the postseason. And then Luis Robert is the number 3 prospect in baseball. Absolutely disgusting. I think he's the most comparable player to Mike Trout we've seen in a long time as far as build. Like, the dude's jacked. He's all muscle. He's fast as crap and has a ton of power. So we're going to see what happens with him, but a couple honorable mentions. I just want to let you guys know who the 3 big rookies are in this product. If you pull any of these guys, you're looking at a good chunk of change for these cards. All right, number 10, guys. Tarik Scoob, Detroit Tigers. I want to include a pitcher in this list. I'm sure there's other good pitching prospects in the product, but Tarik Scoob to me is the most promising. He's the number 46 overall prospect in the MLB. He's 23, 6'3", 215, so he's a long, lanky kid. All of his pitches grade well. 60 fastball, 55 curve, 55 control, 60 slider, 55 changeup, 55 overall for a pitcher is really great. He's a lefty. I've had a couple Detroit fans just tell me they're very excited for this guy, and I think he's the best pitching prospect in this product. I'm sure prices will change, but his cards are selling pretty well right now. You're gonna get close to triple digits if you pull one of his cards, which is nice. So number 9, guys, you're getting a little bonus player here. I actually included 11 players on this list, but these are 2 players I find to be very similar guys, and that is they both play for the Rays now, and Xavier Edwards actually is on the Padres in this product. He recently was traded, so he's under the Padres, so don't skip over those Padres cards. But they're both playing for the Rays now. Xavier Edwards and Valbuena. I'm not 100% sure on some of these names, how they're pronounced, especially some of the foreigners. So let me know in the comments how bad I do. But Xavier Edwards and Valbuena are very similar players. If you look at Brujan's stats, he's done really well. He hits around 270, and then even in 2018, he hit 320. He has shown a little bit of power. He hit 9 bombs in that 2018 season. But the big thing with Brujan is he steals a ton of bases. Last 2 seasons in the minor leagues, 55 and 48 stolen bases. Good on base percentage, pushing around the 350, 400 range in most of his seasons. I think him and Wander Franco and even Edwards are going to be the top of the Rays lineup in the future. So if we go ahead and look at Xavier Edwards, if you guys look at these guys compared, like 60 hit, 70 run, they both have the same hitting and run. They gave Ruhan 40 power instead of the 30 for Edwards, which I think is fair. Edwards doesn't hit as many home runs. And then 50 arm, 55 arm. Like, they're super similar players. And if we look at Edwards, he's had really good success too. On base percentages in his 2 seasons, 450 and 375, obviously one being a short season. But he's hit over 300 both seasons. He hit 1 home run in 2 years. So obviously the power's not there for him. But he did steal 22 bags in 45 games and then 34 bags last year. He didn't steal as much as I thought he would, but obviously the speed's there. Anyone can steal 30 bases in pro baseball. They can move. So maybe he was trying to work on something and not stealing exclusively. But I think both these guys are fantastic prospects in the Rays organization. I can't believe they have Wander Franco on top of these two, all in the top 100. But look for both these guys. You're gonna be making triple digits if you pull any of their cards. This is the only prospect I included in my list that does not have an autograph in Bowman 2020, but his first Bowman card is in the product. His name's Bayron Lara, and I've never heard of this guy until just recently. He's 17 years old. He was just signed out of the Dominican, similar to another guy we're going to have on this list later on, but he was actually graded with the highest power out of the international prospects, and it's actually kind of crazy because he's athletic too. He's 6'5", 230. He's in the Rangers organization. They say he's as big as Joey Gallo already at 17 years old. They graded his power, and these are all unofficial grades because he's not in the MLB system yet. This is just what his international grades were. 70 power at 17 years old. That's unheard of. I'm not going to lie. I've looked at some of his batting practice, and his swing definitely has holes where he can swing and miss. But dude, when he connected, like literally all people were doing is turning and looking to see where it landed because it was hit that hard and that it just traveled that far. So keep this guy on your radar. They really think that he has what it takes to become an extremely good hitter, but he moves well. I don't think it's on this website. Oh, here it is. He ran a 6'7", 60. So, like, he's athletic, too. He's 6'5", 230 at 17 years old. You think he'd be a little goofy, right? But 6'7", I felt like I was a pretty fast player when I was in junior college. And I could run a 6'8". It was the fastest I ever did. 6'7's moving. I don't care what anyone says. You see a 6'7", that is fast. He's definitely athletic. 112 exit velocity at 17 years old. Absolutely ridiculous. If he had an autograph in this product, I think he would have been up there with easily in the top 3 in this product, but he doesn't. So look for those Bowman first cards and the refractors in that card. Next up, and I apologize for just the screens just going everywhere and ads all over the websites, but next up on my list, Anthony Volpe. This is the New York Yankees #1 draft pick last year. I have a couple buddies that live in New York that actually played against him in high school. He's only 18, so he came straight out of high school. They said he has a really good approach. So in his first 34 games, he hit 215. He managed a 350 on base percentage, which is impressive. He walked 23 times in 34 games. So we'll see what happens with him. Again, he was the Yankees' #1 draft pick. So obviously there was something if the Yankees drafted him. Arguably the greatest organization on the planet ever, as much as it hurts to admit. So keep an eye out on Volpe. His cards are selling really well. And honestly, I've seen, from what I've watched on the internet, his auto is not super rare. I've seen a lot of him come out. Maybe it's just like dumb luck that I've seen it, but it's selling well, and I've seen a lot of it. So keep an eye out for Volpe, guys. Number 6 on my list, guys, for the Boston Red Sox, Jaron Duran. He's an outfielder, 23 years old. He's out of Long Beach State. I had to include him on my list. He's been fantastic in the minors. So in 2 full seasons, he has batted .322 with 8 bombs. That's not bad. He's also stolen 70 bags. So he can move. He's shown that he can hit the home run. 8 over 2 seasons, honestly, I don't think is that bad. I think if you hit over 15 home runs in the minors at a young age, like you have elite power. But showing that you can hit a home run at low levels in the minors, I'm not disappointed in that. Especially going to Fenway, hit it to the corners, and you got easy home runs there. But keep an eye out on him. He seems like a really great hitter. On base percentage is 376 over his first 2 full seasons. He got moved up to Double-A this past year in 19. He hit 250 with 1 bomb. Stole 28 bags in 82 games, so that's pretty impressive. Yeah, I can move. So if you do pull this card, whatever refractor, you're going to be pretty happy with it. It sells for good value, and I think he's worth holding on to. I think Red Sox fans especially are really hyped on him, but he's a solid guy. We are just continuing to move around the screen. We're now dead center. Number 5 on our list, and this is one of my favorite guys, actually. Sam Huff for the Texas Rangers, second Ranger on the list. He's 22 years old. He's a catcher for the Rangers organization. 6'4", 230. He is massive. I'm sure he'll end up at first base at some point. Like, being as big as that, I just can't imagine your knees really holding up at catcher. But he has fantastic grades. 45 hit, 40 run are the lowest of his, but they're not bad. 50 fielding, so he's competent behind the plate. 60 power, which is plus, and 60 arm is also plus. So 55 overall grade. Sam Huff provides a ton of power, and he tapped into that this past season. So he was in A-ball and high A last year. In A-ball, he hit 333 with 15 bombs. High A took a little regression, but 262 with 13. It's not crazy. Played 97 games in high A. Always moving teams is a little difficult, but still not bad. In high A, his slugging was almost 800. It's actually insane. He hit 15 home runs in 30 games. So, like, the dude has massive power. I know he hit the winning home run in the Futures game last year during the All-Star break, which is pretty cool. He's on my radar. I definitely think he's worth keeping, and if not, you're going to sell him for a decent penny. So that's why I made my list. Number 4 on my list, Andy Pages for the Los Angeles Dodgers. This is someone I didn't expect to make my list, but after looking up how he's performed, I could not keep him off of it. Honestly. And as well, I try not to root for the Dodgers as a Diamondbacks fan, but this guy is really impressive. The Dodgers have a lot of autographs in this product this year. I think they have 3 or 4, including Lux, as first Bowmans. They might even have more than that. I don't have the checklist on me, but Andy Pages is really impressive. From the people I looked up, other than Gavin Lux, obviously, I think Andy Pages is the guy you guys want to keep. So we pull up his stats. 2018, 2019, he's only 18 years old. He would be 19 years old this year, but 17 years old, he struggled his first year. 52 games, he hit 229. He had 10 home runs though, which is impressive as a 17-year-old. Like, in 52 games, 10 home runs is really impressive. But second year, 2019, still playing in rookie ball, so I guess you got to consider that. But I mean, people can succeed at rookie ball and succeed at all levels, so I still think he's worth it. He's selling for good money anyways. But second year, he had a 400 on base percentage, pretty much hit 300, 19 bombs over 63 games. That's insane. 19 bombs in 63 games at 18 years old. You have to keep him on your radar. Like, you have to. 651 slugging, over 1,000 OPS. Like, I didn't want to put a Dodger on my list other than Gavin Lux as my honorable mention, but I had to throw Andy Pages. He was like the last person I found on my list too, because I was just looking through the teams and seeing who was on the checklist. And Andy Pages was just undeniable. So he's number 4. All right, number 3 on my list, and a lot of people are really hyped on this guy. Oakland A's, his name's Robert Paulson. I think that's how it's pronounced. Probably wrong, but switch hitting shortstop, international signee. So we have Lara and Paulson, who haven't played yet in pro ball so far on our list, but based on rankings and what they're grading these guys as, you just had to keep them on our list, and their cards are selling like crazy. Like, refractors of Lara are selling in the hundreds. Paulson, his base autograph, I think, selling for close to $300 right now. Obviously, prices will change as time goes on, but as making this video, that's what he's selling. I think his base is selling right around $300. It's pretty insane. But switch hitting shortstop. The thing that interested me on this website, like, again, he's from the Dominican League, so they don't really have a lot on him. He's only 16 years old. They say he's a fast twitch athlete. Makes solid contact from both sides of the plate. So, and then he also said he has a polished approach with fluid swing on both sides of the plate. And I think that's really important when it comes to switch hitter, because there's so many switch hitters we know that are really smooth on one side and really awkward from the other. Like, we don't know a lot about him, but I mean, here's a picture of him. He looks like his arms are insanely long. 60-year-old switch hitting shortstop. Keep an eye out for Robert Paulson. All right, number 2, and I personally collect Bobby Witt Jr., but Bobby Witt Jr. is our number 2, and it's basically just based off value. Paulson is selling very similar to Bobby Witt as far as price, but I mean, Bobby Witt was the number 2 overall draft pick last year. He's incredible based off of grades. He was arguably, I think what they said was he was the highest overall graded high school player of all time. I could be wrong on that, but I know he was like either very close or the highest graded high school player of all time. He was insane in high school. Played a couple games in his first season, but let's look at his grades really quick. Hit 55 and the rest are 60s. Overall 60 grade at 19 years old is insane. Again, came out of high school, first season hitting wood bat. It was a little underwhelming, I will say. It was a little underwhelming. Hit 262. He had a 317 on base percentage with 1 home run. A little underwhelming for a second pick in the draft. I believe in him. He's got a dad who played in the league for a while. Everyone says the only concern with him is his swing and miss ratio, but honestly, in this era, I don't think that's a big concern. But as a shortstop, and he grades 60s in just about every single category, I think it's really impressive. Again, I do collect Bobby Witt Jr. cards because I think he's going to be really good. I'm very interested in his second year. It's going to really tell how he's going to be as a pro ball player, I think. I mean, who knows? Maybe he struggles again. Maybe he breaks out. So I think he's worth keeping at least. And especially if you just have his base Bowman first cards, definitely just hold on to him. His prices aren't crazy on the non-autos. Obviously, his autographs are going crazy right now. But like, you could pick up his Bowman Chrome card for like less than $20 right now, if that's something you're into. So I don't think it's worth selling because it could be worth more than that in the future. Bobby Witt's number 2 on my list, and he's my favorite person in this product. I think his autograph's beautiful also. All right, number 1 on my list. If you know anything about Bowman 2020, Jasin Dominguez is the guy. The card I have on the screen right now is his refractor auto, and I think this alone sells for over $2,000. So Jasin's 17 years old, and he's super impressive. The Yankees paid $5.1 million for him, which is crazy as an international signing. His grades are insane. 55 hit, 65 run, 55 field, 60 power, 60 arm, 55 overall at 17 years old. Just turned in February, 17 years old. They've posted a couple of videos of him hitting, or he's posted himself. And he definitely has power from both sides. They say he has crazy power. They compare him to Bo Jackson, Mickey Mantle, and Mike Trout. Supposedly, I don't think it's on this website. Supposedly, he ran a 6'3", 60. I was just talking how 6'7" was impressive. 6'3" is uncanny. Billy Hamilton runs a 6'2" in his prime. So I'll believe it when I see it, but they are saying he's been recorded at a 6'3", 60-yard dash. Like, it's so hard to believe. So we'll see. We'll see the hype on him. He's got crazy power. He's super athletic. Says he plays defense well and is going to get better, obviously. He's only 5'10", which is a little concerning, but I mean, 5'10" is not small by any means in baseball. He's 190, so he's thick, kid. Jasin Dominguez, Jason, I don't know. Let me know in the comments how it's pronounced, guys. Jasin or Jason? I've heard it both. He's named after Jason Giambi, so that's the reason I think it's Jason. But I'm just going to keep saying Jasin because that's what I hear the most. That's it, guys. Number 1 on my list. I hope you guys found this video interesting. If you did, again, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Good luck in your Bowman pulls. I will hopefully have my Bowman box here in the next couple of weeks. I've heard early to mid-June. And good luck, guys. Pull some big cards and keep the guys that you think are going to be good in the future. All right. You guys have a great rest of your day. See ya.